HIPAA is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. Congress enacted this a number of years back in response to concerns about the unauthorized disclosure of medical patient information by medical institutions and doctors to people who shouldn't have access to that. That's a good thing in most cases. We want to protect people's private information. We don't want the press or nosy family members or nosy neighbors learning about the illnesses that we have or the kinds of medical issues that we're dealing with. So we want to protect that. There's a dark side, however, to this kind of law that's been passed, and that has given rise to the need for most clients of mine as an estate planning attorney to be able to have something in place to get around the HIPAA laws when it actually is necessary and when it's appropriate. That's what we call a HIPAA waiver. And let me tell you a little bit about what can happen if we don't have a HIPAA waiver in place, naming the kinds of people that we want to access that information if we can't speak for ourselves. A common scenario is when a family member sends an 18-year-old off to college, and that 18-year-old then, without a HIPAA waiver, gets into an accident and is admitted to a hospital and is unconscious for a certain amount of time. Well, panicked family members may be calling around to all the hospitals in the area, number one, trying to find out, where is this child? Yeah, we haven't heard from for days. And so is he in the hospital? Is he okay? Well, without a HIPAA waiver, even if the child is at a hospital and the parents happen to contact the right hospital, that hospital is going to be very reluctant to tell the parents that, yeah, indeed, this child is here. Because what if the parents and the child had been estranged? What if the child had no interest in having any contact with the parents for one reason or other? Well, if they disclose that information and the parents came in and started meddling and making healthcare decisions that this child was not at all interested in having been made for him by these people, then these hospitals or doctors could be not only sued potentially, but fined stiffly for HIPAA violations, because the law provides very stiff penalties for the disclosure of information that's been unauthorized or because there's been no type of waiver in place. And so it's important that every person over the age of 18 has a HIPAA waiver that is readily accessible to the people who they would want to be able to talk to medical staff on their behalf in the case of an emergency. So if that's something that you need help with or need to understand a little bit more, our office is more than happy to sit down with you and explain some of the scenarios that can occur if you don't have something like this in place, and we can help you get that in place. If you mention this video when you give us a call, then we'll sit down with you for free and spend some time educating you about that to see if that's something that we can help you with. I hope this has been helpful.